Greetings, patients, and welcome to another Doc Docs Reviews. I'm Doc Hawk, and tonight, we are at Griffith Observatory in light of my review on the Netflix documentary Unacknowledged. So as you can see, it's end of October, kind of a month of mystery, creepiness. Halloween's around the corner. This movie is directed by Michael Mazzola, and the plot summary is as follows. Disclosure Project founder Dr. Stephen M. Greer offers evidence of extraterrestrial contact, including top-secret testimonials, documents, and never-before-seen UFO footage. So, I'm going to do a quick review on this documentary, then jump into some juicy news that is very relevant, that our president is apparently going to request access to some files about the JFK assassination, which coincides with some of the information that I saw in this documentary. But let me start off by saying this is a good documentary that really was impressive to see some of the information, some of the interviews that the filmmaker got. So this film is spearheaded by Stephen Greer, who is a retired physician and now a ufologist. And he dedicated his life to this Disclosure Project, which is basically wanting to disclose the information that the government is supposedly hiding from us regarding discovering and researching and developing alien technology from the incident in New Mexico, I think back in the 50s. So as far as the style of the documentary is concerned, I wasn't a huge fan of the narration. I mean, we already had Stephen Greer, who was a huge part of the movie, bring up these important bits of information and points to back up the evidence, but the narrator seemed to reiterate a lot of that, and I kind of tuned out at those points. I mean, documentaries nowadays, I don't think have to adhere to that traditional documentary narration format anymore. Like, in this day and age, there are so many more creative ways to tell stories, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in a certain format. Also, the acts seem to be a little bit vague, but from what I gathered, the first act was providing evidence using a lot of sightings of UFOs, especially they mentioned near nuclear facilities. The second act is all about government cover-up. For example, why are there billions and billions of dollars in government spending that is unaccounted for? And finally, the third act touches on how we may be able to use alien technology to reduce our carbon footprint that doesn't force us to mine precious resources from the earth. So even with all these documents and interviews, I still think there isn't conclusive evidence, there isn't scientific evidence to back up these theories. But I really did appreciate how Stephen Greer really questioned beyond, do these things exist, but what if they exist? What will we do? And why would the government hide something like this if it were to be true? It kind of reminded me of a movie last year called Arrival. And clearly in that movie, the aliens were there, but we couldn't communicate with them. They were trying to be peaceful, but the government's first instinct was to destroy and violence. So it kind of makes you think, like, what would happen? For me, the documentary did go a bit overboard when it continued to make claims about conspiracies without really backing them up. Mentioning false flag operations, where the government will basically stage hoaxes. They mentioned Vietnam, Guantanamo Bay, Iraq, and they even alluded to 9/11 being one of those hoaxes, where the objective would be to put fear into the public about the danger of terrorists from the Middle East. All of this leading up to the fact that they said the government might one day stage an alien invasion as a way to put fear into society that aliens are inherently dangerous and out to destroy. So this is where they really lost me. I mean, it's fine to speculate about this and all, but if you're going this far down the rabbit hole, I feel like you have to have some more evidence to back this up. However, one conspiracy theory that was brought up was the aforementioned JFK assassination, where just 10 days after JFK wrote a letter to the head of the CIA requesting UFO documents, he was assassinated. Here's the letter. Ironically, after watching this documentary, I saw a bit of news. Our president was planning on requesting documents about the JFK assassination and releasing them on Thursday the 26th. Though it could be a coincidence, it's still a distinct possibility. I'm not saying for sure that the documents will mention anything about UFOs, if they're released at all, but I just want to plant in your head the possibility of that happening. And I should also mention that there's another piece of evidence called the burned memo, which was uncovered from a fire while the CIA was burning sensitive material. The memo referred to Lancer, the supposed code name for JFK, and it said, "As you must know, Lancer has made some inquiries regarding our activities, which we cannot allow." All right, patients, I don't have much time here, but you know the information. Make your own decision about this government conspiracy. Is it true? Was JFK assassinated by the government? We might have a clue on Thursday, but keep letting your mind wander. Don't stop thinking. Even though it sounds crazy, I encourage you to keep an open mind about all of this. Anyways, let me know if you saw Unacknowledged, what you guys think. Are you entertained by Stephen Greer and his mission? Do you believe it? Do you think there's enough evidence? Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, join the Documentary Doctor movement. And until next time, I've been Doc Hawk. You have been prescribed.